Bugs fans, this is your host, McBugsy. We lost a bad game last week. And guess what? I'm playing right now. Why I'm on a conversation with Mike Nodwell. While he's playing. He has his headset on, talking to us while he's playing. So while we have a communication, you're not going to hear what Mike talks about. But Mike's going to ask questions. He's going to talk to me. And I will be talking back to him. Maybe it won't even be about the game you're watching. But this is game 4. Whew. So anyways, Mike, your daughter likes watching instruction videos and cleaning videos. Is that what you're saying?
On the home ice of America's oldest NHL team, the original 6 Boston Bruins.
And just to let you know, Mike, whatever you say, it's not being picked up by this broadcast. I can hear it because I have my earphones in talking to you, but I also have the. So you can say whatever you want. All the YouTube video is going to show is my response. So if you said something like crazy like "I'm going to destroy the Earth," they won't hear that, but they would hear me say, "Wow, Mike, you want to destroy the Earth? That's pretty crazy." So basically, you can say whatever you want, and whether I make it up or not. You know, so you could say whatever. Anyways, we're playing, and you don't know what's happening, and I'm not really paying attention to the game either, because I'm having a conversation with you. Got any big plans for the weekend?
He shot that one well. May not have intended it, but it hit it.
Hey, that's fine. All good.
Skill play by Michael.
It should be 3-0. It should be 3-0 Bugs. You have the puck right now, Nodwell. You have the puck right now, and you just passed it to Scotty. He had a perfect wrister, but the goalie saved it. So no, exactly. If they say it's a perfect wrister, it would have scored. So when they say he had a perfect wrister and then the goalie saved it. Thank you, Nodwell. Nodwell said it's not the perfect wrister then. He is correct. Here's another question. What does waffle boarded mean? Whenever I take a shot sometimes and the goalie saves it, they'll be like, he waffle boarded it. Have you ever heard of that term, waffle boarded, for a shot? What's that mean? I'll take a big slap shot, and the goalie will make a save, and they'll say, he waffle boarded that one. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Fumbled? So waffle boarded, Nodwell says, means fumbled. It wasn't the shot he wanted to take. Is it the goalie's problem, or the player? The goalie made the save. I've never scored on a waffle board shot. I've only been stopped waffle boarded, so it's not on the goalie, it's on the player. Maybe it's a fluttery shot. So right now I have a color commentator going with me, but the fact is no one will hear the color commentator. So, but he does give me extra things to talk about.
Mishandled thanks to the roadblock.
I'll tell you this. What's that?
That went off the pad.
We're in Boston, by the way, just so you know.
Puck is just
Pretty easy stop. Once he's in the butterfly, he can slide side to side and control the rebound.
All right, so I got a question for people. And this is a question from Denmark. All the way from Denmark, the question comes in. And he says, out of everybody on the Waterbugs, who would have the oldest standing, working, it has to be working, barbecue? So, Cameron, is it your dad, Adam? Marissa, is it your dad's, Neil? What about Owen's dad, Steve? Or Nodwell? Maybe it's Marina's and Nolan's dad. Maybe Swoop. I can't see Swoop having the oldest barbecue, though. The littlest hobo, traveling around, always going. Kenny? I could see Kenny having an old one, but once his went, it wouldn't work, so he wouldn't fix it, and he wouldn't get a new one, so I don't think it would be Kenny. Nick Monroe, 6-pack. He looks like the type of guy that would get a barbecue if he needed. Denny doesn't have a barbecue. He is like a a gigantic restaurant probably in his backyard that has like fire pits and, bartenders and, Ness always would probably have a top of the line barbecue. He seems like the type would. Beecham, he seems like a guy that would buy a barbecue if he needed a barbecue. So he wouldn't have a super old one. Dunkwa, he'd have a barbecue. He'd go and buy a nice barbecue. Scott would have a barbecue. He's not going to grab an old one if he did, but he'll keep his one as long as he can. Alex McQuinn, he'd just go buy a barbecue.
Solid defensive play with the stick. Shot. Outstanding point blank save.
Dennis Delory, he has a lot of gray in his beard. And so now I will say Dennis is the oldest. He's like 40. Other than Dan. When Dan plays, Dennis is 40. He's older than Ian. No, Dennis is older than Ian. I think Dennis is 70. I think Dennis is 75. I think say 70.
A look ahead.
And then it's Dan.
It might be a while before we see
it's a nothing game. Nothing game right now, Nodwa. Nothing.
But we aren't done yet.
But we're not done yet. That's what they're saying. You just passed it.
Nicely into
No,
the zone.
but you just passed it up to Neil. Neil couldn't get a shot off, and now Boston's going with it. Seem to be playing fine.
Nice work by Scott.
I got it now. I'm skating with it. And I'm going up, and I give it to Neil. Neil takes a shot. It gets blocked. You have it in.
A slot wrister. Blocked. Rebound. Fires. Did what he's made to do. Pass comes to him from the crease.
What tape? So Nodwell wants to know what do we need to do? What contest?
Skilled play by Bergeron.
A wheelie, a pop a wheelie.
But the pass didn't connect.
Okay, so Nodwell wants to know which bug could do the longest pop a wheelie and continually drive on it. I know I could do a pop a wheelie for a half a second, and that's it. I would not be able to go anywhere except for on my face, and I'd be injured. But I would get it up. I would get it up for a second. He would try it, and I would try it. But overall, if you only had one attempt, one chance to do a pop a wheelie. No, Nick Monroe. Nick Monroe used to mountain bike. Nick Monroe would mountain bike, but I don't think anybody did big tricks. No, nobody does everybody bikes, but nobody bikes like that. They're going through the woods and going through jumps and everything like that. So no one would be able to do a pop a wheelie consistently, so that it would be open to anybody to who would win. I could, it might be like, I don't think anybody's going to go 20 feet on a pop a wheelie, but people go for 2 seconds. That'd be about it.
A good cut of the pass that can keep the pressure on.
So pop a wheelie, nobody. It doesn't matter.
Keep the play going in the middle. Shoots it on. Score!
Oh,
he got iron with that shot.
Yeah. Leftover pizza was the supper for the Bugs tonight, and Alex McQuinn just slapped a slapper past Rask. We're happy here tonight, folks. That's his third goal of the playoffs.
Sometimes when you score first, you take the edge off your own team.
That's not bad for Alex McQuinn.
You're up 1, go make it 2.
Nice slap.
The boys have been
so I haven't had any interviews with anybody lately. Not Derek Wheeler, not Swoop. Very seldom have I talked to Nodwell. But I've talked to him here and there. They're just in playoff mode, and no one is, nothing against it. They're in playoff mode. They care so much about this that I haven't seen anybody. And then with COVID on too, no, and I'm stuck in Nova Scotia.
A shot. Wonderful stop. A great wrist shot. Wonderful save.
Now, one thing, I got some facts going on. Steve Sherwood, the captain of the Bugs, he's getting a dog at the end of June. Owen's getting his first dog. They're getting and there's a fight. Alex McQuinn versus Chera. From Zdeno Chera versus Alex McQuinn. Oh, and Chera's just plummeting McQuinn. But McQuinn's getting punches at Chera. Oh, it was down to the wire, and I'm not going to spill it. Who lost? McQuinn lost. Yes.
Oh, what a tilt. The home team has won this fight. The crowd is now engaged again.
But he took him right to like it was down to one punch. If McQuinn got that last punch, oh, Chera has a big shiner. McQuinn looks like he could go to the club after.
Just a bit under 5 minutes remaining.
Exactly. I don't know what we were just talking about. Hello, viewers. Thank you for the 13 people listening on Mixer tonight. We get a lot of people on Mixer because Mixer is a live streaming. So you just find a game you want to watch and you watch something live. And it doesn't record it, but people don't watch it in YouTube. But if people want to watch something live, we can see people live, and we have 13 people watching right now. We're in true broadcast. People love the true broadcast because it looks like real hockey. And then when you're one of the people that you pretend...
Need to get rid of it.
I don't think anybody's amped up watching this other than maybe Marina. Nobody's amped up. Maybe Emmett, but nobody's amped up. But is it cool that we have viewers from Denmark, from Portugal, from Italy, from England, from the United States, from Canada? Yeah, it's super cool. Just want to shout out to all the folks watching. Yeah. The Bugs had a good parking lot session in Boston tonight.
Let's it go. And
away
with authority.
Nope, they just a lot of leaning, and kicking cans, kicking some rocks.
40 minutes have been
mouthing off to a few people here and there. Maybe some coughing, some yakking.
What they have in mind as we get closer to the start.
Oh, we hear the coughing. The Bugs are tired. The Bugs are tired, coughing and hacking on the bench.
2 periods played.
Not well, especially. He looks like death right now.
So far, Eddie?
Boston's coaching staff, Doc, has to be pretty pleased.
Chera has a black eye. McQuinn gave Chera a black eye. Nice red black eye. Chera's, nice. And we'll say to McQuinn, thanks for taking Chera. You took one of their best defenders off the ice for 5 minutes.
There by Scott.
You know.
Good place to score.
Oh, Neil! Emmett, are you watching? Is Neil smiling? Does Neil get caught smiling with his Gretzky helmet? Nodwell's getting in there. Nodwell has a little playoff beard growing. Neil, his first goal of the playoffs.
That slap shot had some steam on it.
All that he had left, Enzo, was to try and make an unbelievable glove save. The effort was there, the result was not.
All right, the Bugs have a 2-0 lead, but you can't get too comfortable because the Bugs blew a big game last game when they were up 3-0. It's not butter. I can't believe it's not butter.
Terrific determination by Scott.
But it's funny because you're going to remember what you're talking about. And big slap shot totally misses the net. Holy moly. Oh, what are you doing right now? Are you on the pooper? Are you having a... Oh.
And that whistle will give them relief for the moment.
No, they're not. My teeth are coffee stained. McBugsy has coffee stained teeth.
Going to have to do a much better job challenging him.
Yeah.
Bruins with a clean win on the
mesmerized by you. I'm gonna make pony stew. So yeah, I got Pasternak.
Scott's often been talked about as a 200-foot player.
Oh!
Using your body.
Did you hear? What's this fact about Michael Jordan floating around? Did you hear the news about Michael Jordan? If you haven't, stay tuned. We're going to tell you in about 30 seconds after this commercial break.
Taking the air out of the game defensively, Doc. Their goaltender hasn't had much to do, but he stopped the shots that he's had to.
He hangs on and gets the whistle.
So Michael Jordan was in a fishing competition. He's been on one of the boats. I don't know what the boat's name was, but this was, we call it, was the three-pointer. The three-pointer. And Jordan was one of the crewmates, and they were out fishing tuna or salmon. I think it's tuna, and he caught something like a 1400 kg tuna or marlin or something. You know, he reeled it in with his bare hands, and it was pretty cool. He's
to Johansson. Turned a shot on net. That puck was obstructed by a screen.
Motivated me. It motivated him. He's
locked in from the very beginning. Now they try to protect the shutout.
Michael Jordan loves competition. He loves competition. He loves competition. And you know what he said? That tuna or marlin or whatever it was such a strong competitor. He was like, I'm going to catch that fish. That fish ain't going to beat me. I'm Michael Jordan. I'm going to show him that I will catch it. And he was like, I got mad respect for this fish because it's hustling. It's battling back. It's not letting me catch it. It's making me work. It's a fish. It's a fish, and I'm Michael. It's a fish, and I'm Michael Jordan, and I'm working to get this. This fish got my respect. It could be a playoff fish. It's a playoff fish, and you know what? It came out to Game 7, and guess what, Michael Jordan? It's a one-goal game. You better come up and play. And Michael Jordan, that's Michael Nodwell. Michael Nodwell. You better play. We're 2-1. The Boston Bruins just scored.
The scoring of that goal, and there's plenty of time for one more goal in the third. Boston's collected another victory on the faceoff.
Now this period, third period, 6 minutes left. We're up by 1, and it's like when Michael Jordan battled that fish. He saw it. The fish came up at one point, and it looked in the eyes of Michael Jordan. The fish looked at Michael Jordan, and was like, "That's Michael Jordan." And Michael Jordan looked at the fish and said, "Those are fish eyes." And then he was like, "It's on." And the fish was like, "We're doing this, Jordan." And then, you know what? They did it. They went on for about 3 hours, and Jordan came out victorious. He hit the last second shot in this.
Defensive zone win. Goes back deep for it.
And
to Miller.
And you know what?
Good grab again.
He probably said to a buddy on there, because he's such a gambler. He was probably like, you know what? He was probably like, "Hey, I'll bet you 50,000. That fish ain't getting it past me. I'm getting it. I'm getting that fish." And guess what? He probably bet 50,000. Double or nothing. Probably had a cigar in his mouth the whole time. And in the end, he won his money. And Kenny with the shot. Did you see Kenny's goal in the playoffs? Oh, wow. I think it was game 2, the game they won, one of the games. Maybe it was game... He had a wick, he came in, just teed it up, top shelf. Kenny. All right, here's the MSN line. Stephen Nodwell and Sherwood.
A huge face-off win at a critical
Stephen
point
Nodwell and Stephen Nodwell
Bruins
and Neil.
the wing in neutral ice.
Stephen Nodwell is Michael Nodwell's brother.
We are in the 60th minute out of 60.
Here's Scott with a nice shot. 50 seconds left. Oh! Your boy. Playoff beard extraordinaire. Captain of the Bugs. Old Yee. Who does... Some people call Steven Sherwood... Some people call Steven Sherwood Yee. Who calls him Yee? Yay. Who calls him Yay, sorry? Who calls him Yay? Can you name the celebrity that also shares Steven's nickname? Who also has a nickname of Yay? Third caller wins a Waterbug jersey. And the answer is Kanye West. Kanye West's nickname is Yeezy, or it's Ye. His nickname is Ye. Ye. He goes by Ye. 100% Kanye West goes by the name of Ye. Kanye West is awesome. So we share the same nickname.
Gotta hurry, 20 to go.
Yeah.
Net empty.
Oh, yeah. Empty netter. The Bugs tie up the series Bugs tie the series. I'll be playing another one if you're right here for the commentator.
That empty net goal will send the fans to the
Neil Sherwood with the second goal of the game. Oh, 100%. If we lose, we encourage our fans to leave early if we are losing. We say, yeah, if you're the 2 or 3 people that stay and we make a comeback, you're part of that history where you can say, wow, we were the 4 people that stayed and they made the comeback. Otherwise, we tell our fans, leave early, get out there, get to bed earlier, you have to work the next day, you're playing on a Wednesday, traffic's going to be better, why wait for the lineups? We're like, if we're losing, just leave. And then if you do leave, you could be one of the few that would be like, I can't believe I left. I can't believe I left. That game, they came back. We tell them. So our fans like that. The Bugs just won. Neil Sherwood, Steven Sherwood, and Scott Sherwood were the 3 stars. It was a triple Sherwood. All right. So, right now, what we can say. Let's see. So right now, the Bruins versus the Bugs are 2-2. They're not in the conference finals yet. Yeah. All right. So how do we see who is battling? That's what we want to know. Oh, right here. Here we go. Here's where the standings are. Not well, just while we're waiting. Led the team with 65 points this year. So, the second round, Nashville beat Winnipeg 4-0. San Jose is tied with the Ducks. So it looks like LA is playing Minnesota Wild and Dallas is playing St. Louis. We're not sure where it's at. Scott Sherwood leads the Bugs, 6 points in 8 games. Right now, the Bugs are going home to play Boston for Game 5. We have Mike Nodwell on the line. You can't hear him, but he's color commentating. And guess what? The Bugs are bringing it. Wow. How many wows would it take you to say to somebody sitting in a room, you say wow? Wow. How many times will it take you to say wow before that person looks at you and says wow? To respond, not to respond, what are you doing? Or nothing like that. Not what are you doing, or why are you doing this, or excuse me. But finally, they could ask you anything. You just keep saying wow, until they look at you and say wow. Once they say wow once, you stop saying wow, and you go 36, and they'll be like, excuse me? You'll be like 36. Excuse me? How many times it took me to say wow before you responded with wow 36 times? You know?
Even or ahead, and we give ourselves a big chance in this game. The Bruins coaching staff this morning was very confident playing this game on the road. They've been a good
most people will probably take 15. Most people will probably take 15 to 25. But if you're around a select people such as the Fingers Nodwell, a Swoop Mallory, and you did that, they probably would catch on at 7 or 8. I would say, or even Steve, he would be 7 or 8 or 9. Because it takes 5 or 6 before your brain registers someone is just constantly doing that, and then you're going to go, oh wait, wow, and they're going to stop, and you're going to be like, all right. Did you know Darcy Baskin had 5 shutouts to start the playoffs? He went 4-0 in the first round, had 4 shutouts in the first round. Then he had a shutout in the first game against Boston to take a 1-0 lead.
Terrific
And then
determination by Johansson.
And then we went down to
Pitching this one to Neal. Lost the puck, just couldn't get by.
Imagine.
Perfect wrister.
Ooh.
A terrific shot, but it's answered by the pad. Pitching it to Michael.
And Michael has it. Michael's like, hey, want to see me slap shot? What a ripper. What would your ripper name be? What would your ripper name be if you were a ripper? If you were a Slapshot, named your Slapshots, that rapper's name, that Slapshot's name was Texas Finnegan.
Let's it go.
Gadget
Wonderful
with the
save.
shot there, right there.
Gathered up by Scott. Just a backhand.
Oh! Your boy, right there. Your captain, your boy, the man with the beard. Your man with the beard. He has a C on his jersey for a reason. Nodwell started this streak when he taped his stick all colorful and rainbow and said, I'm getting out of that slump. And then he said, Steve, do it. Steve went psychedelic tie-dye. He dropped it. He dropped one. He dropped that. He dropped it. He dropped it. He put psychedelic tie-dye on his stick. Swoop went pink tape. Kenny went tiger, like the Tiger King. The team just was like, they embraced Nodwell changing his stick up like that. And Steve, Tiger King documentary, speaking of that, because Kenny is a big fan, was really good. It was entertaining. Watch it on Netflix. It's about this guy that owned tigers and wild cats, and he's this. Yes, it's very much worth watching. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a documentary about this guy named Taki. So it's like one of those 10-part specials where you yes, it's like a Jordan episode where maybe it's not 10, it might be 8, maybe there's 6 episodes, but it just goes about. So what it's about is about this guy that owns a zoo of wild tiger. I won't. And he's very eccentric and very different and very unique, and he 100% true story. So if you haven't, from the United States of America, he's like Tennessee or Georgia. This white Joe Dirt. If you've ever seen Joe Dirt, the movie starring David Spade, the guy with the big mullet. He's like that guy. He's like that guy. It's like it's 100% like that. That's what the guy is. He's and he's this redneck hillbilly guy that loves wild exotic animals, and he says he has a connection with them, but then also he's like a slimy businessman, and he's got in this rival with another cat sanctuary woman that they can't, whatever they are, whether they're a dealer or breeder or this, he gets in it with her and like threatening her that he's going to kill her and blah blah blah, and it's about him and her relationship. Whether you believe it or not, it's interesting to watch. Just watch it and see what you think. Like, it's good because he's an interesting cat that you're like, he's just ridiculous enough that you're like, he's entertaining because he's just crazy. So I'm going to watch him for a bit, and it's cool seeing what they do with the tigers and the lions, and whether the stuff they talk about is real or not, or is it all made up. But he's in jail right now because of what this documentary is about. Yeah, it's 100%. They might it's PG, I would say, in the sense that they swear and they'll talk about certain things like killing and murder. No, we don't need to right now because there's like, I wouldn't let my kid watch it yet. Not that it's gonna ruin them, but it's, it is about murder and conspiracy to murder and and deceit and it's like it's not like, hey, look at these cool tigers and your kid's like, yay, but it's also about like about a plot to hire to murder someone, and they're swearing and there's just different things that it's not for kids, even though like the tigers and the animals are cool and cute, but no, not at all. But I would, this sort of documentary I watch when Owen's in bed, and it's good. It's really good. It was entertaining, and you're like, Joe Exotic, you're crazy. Whether I believe the story or I believe you, I don't know. You just don't know if you're on you don't know if you're on his side or you're not on his side. You can see why he went to jail. You're like, I can understand that. I can understand why you went to jail, and you were wrong in what you did. But do you also agree with what he is saying, even though he did wrong? Do you see what he is saying and being like, oh, I can kind of see what you're talking about 100%. I agree with you, but you were totally wrong about why you did it or how you did it. So it's interesting that way. And then there's backstabbing of, there's tons of stuff. It's entertaining. And he's entertaining enough. He's ridiculous enough that you're like, it's worth watching just to watch him for a bit.
Pretty routine stop. You can see why everybody learns the butterfly when they're a young kid. Takes away the bottom.
The NHL is coming to a playoff. They're going to be doing some, just like all the sports.
Get the draw. Tries to get it on net. Had flashed out to turn that aside.
They will not miss the playoffs this year. Steve with a big hit. Steve with a big hit.
I wonder if that hit will change the momentum of this game.
You can't write the season off, because if it means nothing, the season doesn't mean nothing, but the season's done. So you take a certain amount of teams and be like, you teams are the teams that are. You guys get a little training camp and let's play a little playoff. And whether you think it's the same or not, guess what? You team that are playing, you guys are going to do everything you can to play as hard as you can, and it's going to be entertaining. They're going to hustle. They're going to play, and guess what? If Namo doesn't think there'll be a season, he says no. Is soccer's back? Soccer's back in some parts of Europe. Will baseball be back? Will basketball be back? We'll see. Supposedly basketball, they are allowed. Some of the players are allowed if they don't feel comfortable to not play. A vaccine. Namo predicts that a vaccine is going to be what it takes before stuff happens. And Sherwood agrees with him. Talking to Steve earlier, he says that he believes the same. He doesn't think everything's going to be back until a vaccine's back. But one of my favorite sounds is when you hear the ice just dancing in a glass when you like kind of shift it, whatever's in it,
With a face-off win. Pass cut by the offense. Scooped up by Al.
It's a second period. 8 minutes left in the game. 8 minutes left in the second period. And what is the score? It's 1-0 Bugs with 7 minutes left in the second. Brought to you by... We're in the Brown House tonight. We're playing in Norton. And the icing gets canceled. Beecham with the big hit. Go Bugs, go. Go Bugs, go. We're watching it. Have you ever watched Avatar? Have you ever watched Avatar?
Not much room to work, but he got a good shot away.
Avatar. It's like 3 hours long. It's like 3 hours long. James, no, it's not a pizza dough. It's a movie. Avatar.
Adams' chance to spread this game out. Takes
Avatar. We're watching it with Owen. It's pretty good.
And bounces away.
The drama heightens in this final minute of the second period.
Oh. So how do you like your pizza? Have you been making good dough?
Moving ahead along the boards.
So have you been liking the dough then?
On to Miller.
But you just have to figure it.
Well, they got to be a little tired after these first two periods of play, so they'll get a rest.
How do you find it different than craft?
Toward period number 3.
And you're not using it. Yeah. And it's up to you if you the type of flour and the oil you use, and it's up to you if you want to make it better based on the ingredients and the all that sort of stuff. Instead of being a processed, weed and oh, boo. Yeah, but it helps the yeast just. You can use golden sugar, or you can use. Did you put too much water in though? If it's too sticky, but you follow the rest. Make sure, like it should. Okay, here's a question though. Here's a question. After you give it the hour of resting, right? It's all sticky. It's all sticky and stuff, right, in the bowl, correct? Yeah. So then here's a question. Then do you do anything with the dough after that, or do you just try to spread it with how it is all sticky? Okay, so here's what I do. Here's what I do differently. Mom Nodwell, you just scored a beauty. You just scored a beauty, and you're getting some tips on pizza dough. So when it's in there, I take my spatula after the dough has set for an hour, and I take my spatula and I kind of spatula around the sides to get the dough kind of in the middle, right? And then I take my flour and I sprinkle flour all around the dough, and I use my spatula and I mix the dough back into flour. So then the dough is not sticky, but it has a little bit of flour on it, so you can spread it better.
The boys have gotten a
so does that make sense? Like, you have to put flour.
Or do they just try to
it's icky, sticky, icky. It's not sticky, icky.
Face-off win, and now what will they
No,
do?
but that you want it to be sticky. You want your dough sticky. You want your dough sticky. When your dough comes up, and it's ready, you want it to be sticky, icky. You want it to be all sticky, icky. But you can't have your dough sticky, icky. You can't have your dough sticky, icky when you're spreading it. So that's why you need to mix in.
He gains the zone.
But Mike.
He's got that pass at the point. Great save.
Well, there's a little bit of a luck involved there. The goalie was screened on the play. He couldn't see it, but he stopped it.
Just over 8 minutes have transpired. We've got a leader in this game now. Maybe it'll be tied up again, though.
So all I'm saying is, though, to make it easier to spread, you can put a little bit more flour in the finished dough. No, but you're allowed to, and it makes it easier. So just, if you're wondering, viewers, why I keep on talking about this, it's because Mike for the last 15 minutes have been saying sticky, icky. I love that we're saying sticky, icky. When we're talking about pizza dough, he's just saying sticky, icky. And I'm like, you can add a little bit of flour to make it not so sticky when it's ready, and it makes it easier to spread. Sticky, icky. Sticky, icky. That's what's happening. Oh my God, I want to listen to this.
And worked up the middle to Krejci. Propelled to Heinen.
If you want to listen to it. Put on your favorite music. Do you have,
Nordstrom.
You might as well.
Back in his defensive end.
Challenge double dogged area. Snoop D-O double G.
Made that stop.
Hey.
He's got that point pass.
Hey.
Gains the zone. Smart recovery by James. Directing that one to Ness. Goes to the backhand. Nice save there. They're going to have to do better than that to beat him. A big one-timer.
Oh! Game 5, and Old Mustache Greaser gets a goal. Who is he speaking of? Mustache Greaser. He was out all night just rocking, and then he comes to play the game, shows up after helping ship out tons of donuts. Gets his first goal of the game. Ian Sherwood, Mustache Greaser. His old mustache, playoff mustache. Gets his playoff mustache. He was out all night partying with the rock star musicians, just jamming. Then he had to work at the donut factory, and he still came to play in Game 5 and scores a goal for his first playoff goal of the season. The Bugs are up 3-1 versus Boston. Nodwell is listening, color commentating.
Boston's pulling their goalie saying, take a chance. Why not?
Hey.
And down to
The next episode.
Shot. That shot
I don't know if that is. Oh no, America's Most Wanted. 2 of America's Most Wanted.
Oh, broke it up. Now it's
Snoop Dogg and
directed to
Tupac.
Marchand. A shot turned away off the pad. A whistle and a rest.
Just want to say,
Goalies have to make a half a dozen great stops in a win.
McBugsy wants to say Black Lives Matter. It makes a difference. It's true. McBugsy doesn't mind backing down, saying that's what it believes, 100%. We support it.
What can they do now that they've won?
And for the people, for the people that say all lives matter, the problem with that and why it's not right is that obviously everybody knows that all lives matter. That's not what they're saying. It's basically saying that we need to focus on that one thing, that you can't have all lives matter until at least they matter. And then it's also like saying when people say save the whales, they're not saying fuck all the other fish. They're not saying screw all the other fish. They're saying this save the whales. The whales are important. They mean something. They're not saying everything else sucks. Same thing when you say all lives matter. You're basically saying that no, what you are saying, we're trying to... It's true, you know. They've influenced culture and life. They do matter to society and people, and by saying all lives, of course all lives matter. But that's not what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that you can't have all lives matter until our lives matter, and right now they don't matter. So that's why I say, you know, you can't say all. The Bugs just won. The Bugs just won.
The pressure is on both teams to dictate how this series will go.
And guess who was the first star? Mike Nodwell. Darcy Baskin. Then Ian Sherwood. Mike Nodwell, goal and an assist tonight's game. The Bugs are up 3 games to 2. 3 games to 2. 42 minutes in. And they've just dominated. So this could be the clincher right now. Scott Sherwood is still leading the way. This game's brought to you by Snoop and Tupac. S and double OP. So yeah. Bugs just wants to say we're woken. Oh, there's Tupac coming on right there. The Bugs are finishing up. They went to Boston tonight. They're in Boston tonight. After going back to the Brown House and winning Game 5, they're in Game 6, hoping to win it on the road. That's a great album. I got a black Beamer. I got my hand on the gun.
Time we get the whistle and the penalty call.
Let me ride.
Canada's got a minor penalty. It's 2 minutes for interference.
Oh, the Bugs get a penalty.
You got to play with controlled emotion.
Neil,
you can't run around and hit everybody, especially when they don't have the puck.
Oh, we're finishing up right now.
The Bruins
we're finishing. We're going to get them. It's going to be an hour episode that you have to watch.
You're about to see one of the better power plays in the entire league.
Eddie, I'm with you on that. Power play beginning.
All right.
Skill play by Michael. Terrific determination.
Oh,
by
well,
Quinn.
just couldn't get the shot away.
Snapping a pass to DeBrus. on attack.
Swoop with his pink tape.
Long lead
Big
pass
old hit.
to Chara.
Will the Thanksgiving Waterbug tournament be on? Will they make it?
Good save there.
Will the Waterbugs be playing?
The Bruins with a neutral zone possession along the way.
Did you know
Gathered up again by Johansson. Turned aside
that
with a
Swoop's
pass.
dad was a painter?
Directing that one to Michael.
Here's Michael coming in. Oh, he fanned on his shot. He tried to take a slap shot and totally fanned on it.
A shot.
He totally fanned on it.
Close in play.
And that's terrible
Yet another
indeed.
save. How does he do that?
How does that even
Gathered
happen?
up again by Michael. The boys
Here
get
he's
it
coming
up
right
on the
now.
side. Good place
Now
to
with
shoot
his
from.
shot, he
Blockered away.
tried to shoot. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
Lets it
That's what
go.
Nodwell is listening to as he's playing. On the bench, the Bugs are allowed to listen to music. And Nodwell has put on a Nothing But a Gangster Party by Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Attempt to Michael.
Mike,
A shot. A wonderful scoring chance tonight.
what is that?
A great wrist shot. And ring more bells on that one. One after another.
Amazing reflexes.
Do I think the Waterbugs
On to DeBrus. Great save
will
and
win
close.
Thanksgiving tournament if it's on?
Magnificent save.
I think the chance of the Bugs winning is a 1 in 4 chance.
Great save. Puck covered, whistle blown.
Is my opinion. They have a 25% chance of winning. But if there's two
A little over
divisions,
8 minutes
they have
played
a 1
here
in
the
8
first.
chance of winning.
Nothing up on the score sheet yet.
They'll go
Won that
they'll
faceoff.
go 2-2. And the Bugs will still do their tenure with missing it. And they'll have to figure out where to do it, which most likely will be the Waterbugs cottage on the Bilal Bay. And they'll probably just do some, big fire burning pits and barbecues and make probably 8 different. They probably make pizza dough in advance and probably make 8 different pizza doughs. So when they show up, they can just throughout the night just put pizzas in the oven. They'll have a chicken pizza, veggie pizza, cheese pizza, meat lovers pizza, a donair pizza. They'll have just whatever pizzas, and all night they'll have like 16 pizzas. Nodwell will probably make 4 pizza doughs in advance. Steve will probably make 12 pizza doughs in advance and just bring them, and they just make pizzas all night long. They'll probably do a bunch of fun things, whether they eat vegetables and eat mushrooms and eat carrots.
Critical face-off win at that
I would
point.
say I'd love a pizza with just mushrooms, and mushrooms.
That was
Just
close.
great, fantastic mushrooms and cheese. Just mushrooms. Just mushrooms all night long.
Howitzer. Save there.
I'd eat a mushroom pizza all night long. Whenever someone passed me a piece of mushroom pizza, I'd probably eat it on the 10-year. I'd be like, give it to me. 17 hours later and 3 good games, I'd be like, that was awesome. I didn't think I could make it, but that was awesome. Give me another pizza. Yum, yum. So we'll have like 15 pizzas.
Good job on the draw. Trying to go to Achari. Is able to move on in. A shot. Got a piece of that one. In the slot.
Cheeseburgers.
Another great stop.
The pucks keep coming and he turns them away.
Here's Bo.
A big
He gets
collision
stopped
there.
on the blue line. Just plowed.
What a huge hit
Plowed.
on the board.
Good save there. The boys are driving it from the wing. Holds in the corner.
Lois
Throws
Sherwood.
it there. The glove like lightning.
Here, what?
Goalies have to make a half a dozen great stops in a win. This is one on a beautiful move, but there is nowhere for the puck to go.
Team
All right,
Canada's
Neil with
got
the
that
win.
Shoots. Save.
Ian.
A shot. Wonderful work in close and a brilliant save.
Nodwell with the first star of last game.
Passing one off
Let's
now
see
to
how he
James.
does this game. Oh, Steve dumps it in.
Puck is thrown to Coyle. Collected by Krejci. Leads that charge into the zone. Great poke check. Chip to Michael.
Here comes Nodwell up the wing.
Can't get it on
Oh,
net.
with big shot. Misses the net. Misses the net. Misses the net with like 10 seconds left. First period in the books. Nothing. The Bugs are trying to finish this series.
20 minutes in the books, 20 minutes ahead. And so what did you think of the first?
Bruins have to be pleased with the way they performed in that first period.
So if you are some of the 22 people watching this on Mixer right now, I know you haven't all been watching the 50 minutes, but for the few that you are, you guys are troopers. Otherwise, 3 people that check it out on YouTube for 5 minutes before you flick to something else. Thank you. Nice job, Nodwell. Will you watch this all? I doubt it, but we'll see. Neo with the shot. Oh, misses. Totally misses. Goes Bergeron with it. Scotty's the last man back. Poke checked away. Look up Hampton on Wikipedia or something, everybody. Just tell me what you think of Hampton. That's. What else should we look up on Wikipedia or Google?
Did not go very well there.
What do you guys think are cool? Remote controls. You know, if you just remote. Just remotes. Tractors are pretty cool. Nachos. Who doesn't love nachos? Nachos. Chicken nachos. Salsa. When do you think salsa became a thing? Like, did they do it in the Bronze Ages? Did they do it back in the Bronze Ages? Industrial Age? Like it. Yeah, I wonder when salsa became salsa. What year? You guys tell me. If you know, just... Now the Bugs are playing... This game could win it for the Bugs. And you're not. This whole game. This is game 6. I'm not gonna tell you if we get scored against. You're never gonna know about it until you watch it. You need to watch the whole hour episode to know. It could be 17-0 right now. It might be 0-0. It could be 3-0. I don't know. The Bugs are just pressure. Or are they? You don't know. How many people like Drake? Am I a fan of Drake? Drake is pretty good. He has when he's on a song is pretty decent. He has a lot of good songs that I'm like, hey, that's a good song. And guess what? It's Drake. You know, he has a lot of songs that I'm like, eh. But overall, someone puts on some Drake, I'm like, yeah, Drake's good. I'm not gonna complain when Drake gets on. I don't know about you, and he's Canadian. Wheelchair Jimmy played on Degrassi Junior High. And now he's a superstar in the music game. I'm all Drake. Drake's cool. No problems with me. On Drake, he also loves the Bugs. What do you think of Drake? Drake loves the Raptors. I'll give him that.
Hangs on to it. Hatchets it. Score! That's his first playoff goal.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Drake did not go to school in Hampton. So anybody that's trying to change Wikipedia to say Drake went to school in Hampton, Wikipedia will change it back in about 7 minutes. Like, you can go on, if you didn't know about Wikipedia, you can go on anything on Wikipedia, and you could search it, and if you can find it, you can go in and add your opinion, and you can change it. So on Wikipedia, you could have it say whatever, like 13 seconds, it might say Drake went to high school in Hampton. But then Wikipedia is on it, and they will go, no, he did not, and they'll they'll erase your comment and they'll erase your edit to put it back to he went to school in Toronto or Mississauga or wherever he went. But you could go to the town of Norton and say Lois Sherwood Waterbug Hall of Fame, and that might stay on there for a little bit longer because they're not searching the town of Norton as much as they would be searching or monitoring the name Drake. So Lois Sherwood could be, the Hall of Fame Waterbug, veteran who has birthed 5 superstar Waterbugs, and that would be on the Norton page for probably 7 days before Wikipedia goes, we don't know who this person is. Someone just added that. Until we can prove it or this, they take it down and say Norton was founded in 1836 by blah blah blah. It's a town of 832, and they put the facts. They're not going to just let hearsay where people are saying what they think. But Drake, you put something about Drake saying Drake's favorite food is ketchup, and then you press submit. It's going to be up there for half a second because they monitor stuff like Drake, and they're going to make sure that stuff doesn't stay there. But then saying something obscure like a Lois Sherwood is the mayor of Norton and a Hall of Fame blah 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 Waterbug, it's going to be up there a little bit longer.
The boys are controlling in their own end. From the outside, and a save. Wonderful work and goal. They score. That's 3 in a row.
Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? I don't know. I guess not.
Team Canada's goal has taken them to an even larger lead on a night that they have had the offense going. Third period of play. Gains the zone. And he fires.
Go, Bugs, go.
Gathered up by Scott. To Michael.
Michael's creating chances for his teammates with 2 assists
Michael.
so far.
Save there.
Michael likes to sing when he plays.
Johansson.
He also likes to take shots at Pink Whitney on the bench. Pink Whitney is good. It's good. But the thing is that it's like it can be dangerous because you could have a drink and your first 1 or 2 drinks are down in 10 minutes because it's just like boom, boom. Then you have a few more. It can hit you hard because it is 35%.
Boston's goal gets them to within 2, and we are in the third period, and there's still
I just had the one bottle, and it's good. It's really good. It does its trick. And it'd be a great bench drink.
Solid work there by Chara.
No one's going to complain when they score a goal and they have to take a shot at Pink Whitney.
And in flight over the line.
It'd be nice if they gave us a full case of it for free. But I know they can't. If you hear this, it'd be cool.
Stevens has been so good lately. Every time the
puck's
on his stick,
never ever spoken to Barstool Sports or Spinning Chicklets. They haven't cared about our broadcast. That's okay.
Boston's prevailed on another faceoff.
Boston.
Shoots. Outstanding save.
I hate Boston. Hate every Boston team. Doesn't matter the sport. Can't stand them. But guess what? If someone said, hey, do you want to go to a trip to Boston? 100%. You're like, yeah, Boston's awesome. Boston's awesome. Hate every sport team from Boston. But Boston is cool. Did you know that Boston is Halifax's sister city?
He gets that pass ahead in stride. Score! And it's a 1-goal
And like when the Halifax explosion happened, Boston were some of the first people to come down to help the Halifax recover and dig out of the explosion. And every year, Halifax sends Boston a gigantic Christmas tree. The main Christmas tree that Boston lights at like the Boston Lighting Christmas Tree Parade Day. That tree in the center of the City Hall is always from Nova Scotia.
With the scoring of that goal, they're back to within one.
Yeah.
So maybe
So we're their sister city. And Boston, again, Boston's awesome. Love Boston. Hate their sports franchises. Hate their sport franchises. Hate Boston. Hate Boston. Everything they do. But the place is cool. But the place is cool. I like players from Boston. Like, I love David Ortiz. He was awesome. But I hate the teams. I know, because just Boston. What is it about them? Because you're a Blue Jay fan, you're a Montreal Canadian, or a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, because you're, because you hate the Patriots. There's so many reasons why people don't like Boston. But Boston, ever since the Celtics won, like when they got in the basketball, and the Red Sox, they just dominated every sport. New England Patriots in football, Boston dominated. The Bruins have won multiple cups recently. In basketball, the Boston Celtics recently. And then in baseball, you got the Red Sox. So, like, every sport in Boston has dominated in championships in the last 10 years. It's crazy. And in Nova Scotia, there's probably just as many Boston Red Sox and Boston Bruin fans as there is Blue Jays and Toronto Maple Leafs in Montreal. In the Maritimes, Boston is big because people had more. The TV back in the old days too was always Boston over Toronto and Montreal because it was closer, and there was just that connection. Like, it's crazy the amount of Maritimers. No, it's crazy the amount of Maritimers that are Boston Bruins fans just because of proximity of where. And then if you grew up and your grandfather was a Boston fan, you're a Boston fan, and then it just goes 3 generations till.
Tries to get it on net. Oh, he got that.
Boston suck.
A shot may not have intended it, but it hit it.
You know who's a Devils fan other than Mike Nodwell? Can you name another Devils fan, a famous Devils fan?
Looking to Adam.
David Putty. Do you know who David Putty is? No, he's not. No. David Putty did not invent putty. David Putty is from the Seinfeld episodes. He's the mechanic that used to date Elaine. That was like, hey, yeah, huh. He took her to a hockey game, and it was the Devils versus the Rangers, and he went full on devil face paint and everything. He scared like a nun or something, gave her a heart attack. But yeah, David Putty, big New Jersey Devils fan. Watch the Seinfeld episode. They go watch an NHL game. He's crazy. He does stuff like that. And the Devils paint.
He drives toward the slot. Wonderful save. What skill by both goalie and shooter.
Great display of goaltending right there, Doc.
Yeah, we got some pumps going.
Not strictly a finesse player. He uses the
What's going on in the game? Nobody knows. Nobody knows because they're not talking about the game. They're not showing emotion. We could be up 3-0. We could be down 3-0. We could be tied 3-3. We could be 17-12. It could be 2-1. It could be 0-0. It could be 7-8, 5-3, 2-1, 6-7, 10-4. What is the score right now, do you think, Mike Nodwell?
Well, the goaltender read this really well. He's down in the butterfly.
Any idea?
He's going to stop this all day.
They won that face-off. Can they clear it? Gains the zone.
What? So what is the score? Since we haven't even talked about the game, you don't even know if we're up 3-0, down 2-0, up 6-6, tied. What is the score?
Wonderful stop.
All right, let's see. I'm not gonna tell you because you have to watch it. You have to watch the whole hour and 10 minutes or whatever it's gonna be, because you want to hear this conversation that you can't be heard on. But remember the conversation. Who's taking the face off? I can't tell you. What period is it? We don't know anything about that. Who's the fastest skater on the Bugs? Dave Ness. Is that what you guessed? Then you're probably wrong. But it might be right. But it might be right.
Somebody who has been on the ice tonight will leave the ice a hero. Oh,
I heard. Good. Nope, not at all. Not easily. Don't have time to listen to things when you're doing things during work and this, and you just can't.
Good setup off the wing.
What's that?
Strong wrister. Great save.
What's that? When someone's chewing crackers and they don't give a straight up answer, you don't understand what they're saying and you don't believe anything. When you don't know, you don't know.
Up that right side to Michael. Drill. A terrific scoring chance denied.
How could someone be mad at the wet dog?
From the slaughter wrister. Gets that pass from his goal.
How is that?
What a hit.
Bergeron's going to have to
How's
pick
that?
himself up after that one. He got steamrolled. They've clearly got the target on him.
Not a chance.
Onside.
I've never talked to him
Big
about it.
drive. Oh,
Big.
what a save.
All right.
Skating in their own end, trying to get to the neutral zone. Using the point.
No idea.
Lets it go, and a save. Some contact there, and the puck is loose. Directing that one to Michael. Great poke check there. Krejci's cut through the neutral zone. Oh, and he is drilled.
You got to keep your head up there.
The boys carry through center. Quick wrister. Oh, he had a great chance to shoot there, and he did, but it was...
All right,
answered for
we're
the
in
Bugs.
game 6. Bugs have a chance to win it.
Scott's
Did you know
willingness to deliver
that they
that
could be
check
winning, they
opens
could
up
be
all
losing.
kinds of possibilities. That's a crushing hit.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. I heard that. A lot of things going on up there in Quebec. And I heard a lot of hockey tournaments used to play up there. A lot of big NHLers used to play there. People like Ray Whitney,
Back in his defensive end to get it.
Tony Baloney, Tony Macaroni, Tony Mateo,
Nearly grazed the iron
Tony
line.
Melissa,
That's a
Marquisa,
good scoring chance. He's trying to be too fine.
Tony
trying to
Baloney,
hit the corner. Sometimes you
Marquise
just
Grissom,
gotta sit at the middle of the net.
Tony,
Under
Tim
8 minutes
Wallach,
remaining here in the period. Game
Austin
tied
Martin.
At this point, 3 goals apiece. Boston's got a face-off win. Pass
sounds like a
attempted
sports
sharp.
car. Austin Martin.
Trying to go to Nordstrom.
Well, it is. It's a sports car called Austin Martin, but they spell it slightly different. But it's the same name, Austin Martin and Austin Martin. Blue Jays grabbed a steal, possibly. He could end up going nowhere because, you know, you never know where
Passing one off
draft
now to
picks and
Al.
20-year-old kids end up. But he was projected to go either number 1 or number 2, and he slid to number 5th just because other teams were like the guy that people were saying was either number 1 or number 2. He went number 1, and then so they're like, oh, he'll go number 2. But the next team said, you know what? We want this guy instead. And then the team after, number 3, were like, we want this pitcher. Team number 4 was like, we want this pitcher. And Jays were like, Jays were like at number 5 saying, I can't believe this guy's here. He was projected as either being number 1 or number 2.
Overtime winning goal. This matchup decided in overtime, and the series is tied. Showing just
I'm never going to ask the audience if they know what smart food is. Because at a time like this, you just don't talk about smart food. No food is smart. Like, what the heck does that mean? Smart food. Popcorn. Who wants to talk about popcorn? Like, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh no, but yeah, ridiculous. One day you'll learn. One day you'll know why. Ridiculous. Yeah. Austin Martin. He's going to be a Blue Jay. Back to what we were talking about. He can play third base. He can play shortstop. He can play outfield. Supposedly he's good. And that's what it comes down to. Vanderbilt. Most big leaguers